What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Trading Live with Bubba. It is Thursday, the 23rd of January, and there is still nothing going on. I really wish, obviously, it would be better. This is not good for anybody, this kind of action. We do have one potential look right away over here to Euro currency. There's no volume in the equities. I do think that we probably have seen, if not already, a temporary top. Again, I don't call tops and bottoms, but I would think that this might be the temporary top here, but we do have a potential trade in the euro currency. So let's go look at that and wait and see if that'll fill for us. The trades we gave on Tuesday are all in good shape, so that's a good thing. You can probably close some of those if you want and take the money. There's certainly nothing wrong. Certainly nothing wrong with taking profits, as small as they may be. There is no shame in taking the money. We're waiting for a red bar here at the euro currency. And let's just see if anything's happening in the S&P. No volume, really. It's really just a stretch. The euro currency, no trade yet. We would want to see 104.21 is where we'd like to see it go to sell it. Right now it's above that, so we're not going to obviously sell into that area. But again, unfortunately, the lack of overall activity in this market is very painful. It is not giving us dramatic opportunities, which is again what we're waiting for. Maybe something here will come in the in the S&P as well. Again, the volume is so light that it's hard to want to actually get involved in this market. The euro currency could be, but we got to wait for the bar to close. But I do think, as I said, you are, if not at, very near a temporary top. Again, it doesn't mean we're going down. It doesn't mean that the markets are over. It just means that it does appear that we are at that potential level. And in the euro currency, if you want to take a trade there, you can. That's up to you. It is not the greatest of all trades, but certainly it is legitimate. Let's see if anything's happening here, and the S&P will be a trade here as well. We need to wait for another red bar, so we'll see about that. And your stop on the euro currency is 104.38, and the stop on the S&P will be 61.36, and you can take this trade if you want to. 61.36 stop. Okay, and again, obviously very quiet. So we've got our trades in. You've got your orders working underneath to take off partials. So let's see what's going on in the big scheme elsewhere. And if we go back to our usual list, Apple, as we said, was a buy on Tuesday. Nice little rally, about a $5 rally, which has been very solid. Amazon, as we said, it was a sell, still going up. So we were looking at the 235, 237.50. So we're still in good shape. Coin, we had no trade. We were in the middle of nowhere. Crowd, we had no trade. Meta, just churning into the consolidation range. We had no trade. Google, we did have a short from up at 200, which is where we are. So we're still in decent shape here. IWM, which we had a sale, a short, which obviously is better now. It's gone down the last 2 days. Microsoft, we had no trade, and you would now look at shorting Microsoft. The one concern I would have is that you have earnings coming out, so I may just stay away. Again, it's always tougher when the earnings are in play. MSTR, we had something, but we chose not to take it. It's a little bit too wild. Nugget, we said was a sale. Notice coming straight down, working out perfectly. NVIDIA, we had no trade. And you could start looking now on the other side. Qs, we had no trade. We said we needed a rally. Now you could potentially look at the trade here. In fact, let's go ahead and see what we got here. See if there's anything worth doing for today. If I do the Qs, I'm doing them for today. And if it doesn't work, I'll do them again tomorrow. Okay. Let's see here. The premium is a little too thin. I'm not going to make this trade. Again, these are when you're trading them here. Obviously, the premium is already drying up, and the only way to really trade this would be to sell the 530, which is in the money a touch. Okay, like the 530, 531 for about a 50-cent credit, but I'd pass that. It's just not enough, and there's not enough action for me to want to overly get involved here, so we'll let that one go. SMCI in the middle of nowhere, nothing to do. XYZ, which is the new Square. If you're not aware, Square changed its symbol again to XYZ. Okay, there's nothing to do either way. The SPY, certainly something to look at here, and let's take a peek. Because we're already short the future, but maybe we'll take a look at taking a options trade as well. SPY. I SPY. So this is, again, really not enough. You'd have to sell the 607, 608 for about 45 or 46 cents. To me, it's not worth it right now with how slow the markets are. My expectations are a pullback. It's certainly indicating it here. But again, I'm not interested with this lack of activity. So we'll just move on to Tesla in the middle of nowhere, Win in the middle of nowhere, and Zoom. Again, Zoom could be a potential buy if you want. For my money, I would be very, very patient and very slow here. I wouldn't be interested in getting overly fast here. In the meantime, the 2-day trades you put on are slightly profitable. Nothing to get overly excited about there either. They both have a little profit in them, but no major, nothing major yet. And we're getting close to getting one off of our S&P. And we did get one off. So if you're working with me, go ahead and put your stop at break even on the balance. Okay. And we're still waiting on the euro currency, which is still basically where we sold it. But as you can see, there is a dramatic lack of overall activity in the markets here. So not really anything that I would like to look at. Again, I'm just going to continue to work the picture and see how we come out here. But once again, you don't want to get into the habit of forcing a trade or forcing action, because you're never going to be on the right side. You're going to eventually get creamed. You have to let the markets dictate to you what they want to do. Okay. And that's really where we're always looking for, is where's the market trying to take us to? And until the markets show us something, which they're not, okay, we've got a little profit in our S&P. Okay. And we're still letting it run. We've got a profit locked up and we're working break even. The euro currency is a tick or so loser at the moment. But there really is nothing else to do here. I mean, this is what you're watching. You're watching a market that is virtually non-existent, okay? Which means that you have to look for other areas if you want to be involved. And the other areas that we looked at, to me, weren't really worth it at this kind of action right now. Again, you're getting into an interesting time of year, the earnings season, which is coming, starting. It started already, but it'll really kick in next week. Okay, so I'm stopped out at the balance. So I made a little bit of money on the S&P. I am now flat the S&P with obviously no position, no risk. And the euro currency is still right in that area about where we sold it. Okay. So there's really nothing to do there. And as you can see, again, you're watching virtually overall paint dry here. Again, it doesn't mean that we won't get something, and we'll watch for a little bit and see if something shows up. But again, if I wasn't here, I'd be getting ready to go play golf. Okay. That's what I would be doing right now. Again, I think people make a mistake feeling that if they're watching the market, they must trade. And I think that is incorrect. When there is not a trade to be made, there is no reason to be involved. Okay. You must put yourself in the best position or the highest position of probability. And I don't know about you, but I don't see anything that's really all that probable. Okay, right now. You got a very slow market, which again will continue normally. Dull markets will drift higher. So my question always is do I really want to get involved in this BS when I'm seeing nothing? Now you got a nice profit. You should be out of part of your euro currency, and you've got a nice little run down right now. So there you go. It broke, and now we're going to get a reversal and a potential buy. So out of nowhere, something came out. It's a shame we got stopped out on our S&P, but that's fine. Again, I can't worry about one trade. So now I'm going to go look at the euro currency and see we're going to get a buy here. Okay, which is all cool. Okay, right now, just keep moving your stop down. Okay, you know one thing for sure: you're either reversing or you're getting out. So I would use like a 5-tick trail stop right now on the euro currency, because as I said, you know one thing for sure: either you're getting out or you're going to reverse. Right now, we're not going to be able to reverse, but I do know that the signal did trigger. So I'm certainly not going to let this profit disappear that I have. Okay, I am out myself, but I have no reversal. Okay, I'll take the money. I made $175. Okay, on that trade. Okay, and you know certainly you got no action. It's no reaction here. Okay, other than you got out of your euro currency and made a profit, and you made a profit in your S&P. So we're 2 for 2 with that. And of course, now crude is plummeting. It could be a potential buy coming. Yes, it is. Will be a potential buy. So there must have been some news just come out. This kind of action is usually based on some kind of news item, which is fine. Okay, so we're looking for a spot now to step in and buy. Okay, but again, the blowback, it might be too great, but again, right now we're just waiting. Okay, but we would not be a buyer on this bar regardless, because again, it would have to come all the way back up here. Okay, so now it's going to change new bar. I'm going to guess that unless we go back down, you're not going to get a great opportunity here, because your stop would have to be below 74.30, okay, and you're already at 75.30. So it would have been a trade you would just have to have taken, which again, we don't trade like that. We need a reason to make a trade. And interestingly enough, okay, you might be getting another opportunity to resell the euro currency right back to where we sold it last time. But again, there is not enough action here for me to get all that excited. The notes are a potential trade here. But again, that was pretty good action for about 5 minutes. Okay. It didn't create a lot. I do think there is now something that we do have now in the Russell, though, to trade. And we will. So let's go take a look. And also now crude is in play again. Okay. Because now it's making new lows. So crude is in play as well. Okay. So we're waiting for a potential buy in crude, a potential sale in the Russell right now. And a potential sale now, the 10-year. So suddenly, out of nowhere, we potentially have trades to make. Notice how the euro currency is now much higher than where we sold it the first time. Okay. But again, we still don't have a trade. I'm a little bit afraid of this blowback in crude. Crude would be a potential buy. The stop at 24. I'm not going to make that trade. It's too much risk for me to make that trade. So I'm going to go ahead and pass on that trade. Okay. And again, I would rather err to the side of conservative than to the error of aggression in this particular market. I don't see much going on here. And now that we're running late in the day, we'll see. We got another minute or two to see if we're going to make a trade. Our stop in the Russell is going to be 2132.45. Okay, the risk is a little bit steeper. I would probably pass it unless you're comfortable with the trade. It's going to be a trade. I'm personally going to take it, but I would probably pass it. I don't know if that will be around long enough for me to help you out and get you out if things change. Okay, but I did take it, just full disclosure. Okay, and I'm already out of one, so my stop's ready to break even. Okay, I'm out of one at a profit. I've locked in a profit on the trade, and now potentially the euro currency would be another trade here. Okay, but we are just about out of time. So I think if you took the euro currency, the Russell, leave your stop in, continue to work it down, and take the profits as they come. And until Tuesday, have a great day. Remember, every day I do a quick update in the morning for about a minute and a half, just what's going on and what I see. In the meantime, we'll see you back here on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you later.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.